just where in the world did this South Florida team come from? Man, look, you couldn't have told me in a month of Sundays, right, as the old people say, that South Florida would be beating up on top 25 teams in 2025. Ain't that right? So let's run it back to last year. Let's run it back. Last year they went 7-6 overall, 4-4 in conference. Their biggest win last year was, they didn't really have a big win. They played Alabama. Alabama beat them 42-16. They played Miami, beat them 50-15. They played Tulane. Tulane beat them 45-10. They played Memphis. Memphis beat them 21-3. They didn't really have no big wins. They beat Bethune-Cookman, Southern Miss, UAB, Florida Atlantic. UAB team, they played Arkansas pretty close. Florida Atlantic, Charlotte, and Tussle. And they beat San Jose State. They didn't really have no big notable wins. You name the big names, they got blew out by you. So you mean to tell me in a year's time, let's go back to 2023, right? In 23, they went 7-6 overall, 4-4 conference. Once again, losing to Alabama. This year, they lost to UAB. They lost to Florida Atlantic. They lost to Memphis. They lost to UTSA. No big wins. They beat UConn, but that's a basketball school. They even lost to Western Kentucky in 23. And you telling me in 2025 that South Florida would beat top 25 Boise State, ranked 25th. They would be They would be Boise State 34-7, and then they would walk in to Gainesville and beat the number 13 Florida Gators in Gainesville. Ain't no way. You could not get me to believe it. You couldn't. You just could not have gotten me to believe that they would have lost that game. So let's go check out stats first against Boise State. Byron Brown went 16-24, 210 passing yards, no touchdowns. He had no passing touchdowns whatsoever. It took Lachlan Hewlett to come in and throw the only touchdown, and he went 1 for 1. Alvin Isaac, 3 carries, 52 yards. Byron Brown, 14 carries, 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then you got Cartavius Norton, 7 carries, 15 yards, a touchdown. So I see where they're running, who they run through, and that's Byron Brown, the quarterback. They are running through their quarterback. Their quarterback seems to be the guy that gets the engine running. Didn't throw for a touchdown at all, but he took care of the ball. He absolutely did run for 2 of them on 14 carries. This seems like a guy who could use his legs and is very dangerous while using them. So receivers, 3 for 96, 5 for 93. Chaz Nimrod was 3 of 96, no touchdowns. Keyshawn Singleton, 5 for 93, 1 touchdown. The only touchdown pass caught and scored on by Lachlan Hewlett. Then the rest of the guys, 1 for 24, Contavious Norton, Alvin Isaac, 1 for 15, Moodian Rubian, 3 for 12. They didn't really have no crazy numbers besides the first few guys, 96 yards and 93 yards. So he can actually throw the ball. He can rip it. Threw for 210 yards. Got some guys that he does not mind going to. But let's go check out the defense, right? Let's see what the defense did. Defense had a sack, which was got by Rico Watson III, and then they had 5 tackles for losses. Rico Watson III had 1.5 tackles for loss. Deshaun Rucker had 0.5. Josh Seltzer had 1.5. And then Keyshawn Banks had 0.5. So these guys are getting in the backfield. Then they had 6 pass deflections, meaning no fly zone. No fly zone against this Boise State team that was ranked 25th in the country. And look at it, their quarterback, Maddox Madison, went 25 of 46, 225 passing yards, 1 TD, QBR rating of 26.4. Horrible. Then you go rushing the ball. Gaines had 9 for 44. Maddox Madison had 11 for 31. Malik Sherrod had 11 for 27. Dylan Riley had 7 for 20. South Florida just did what they want to. They scored 1 touchdown the entire game. They scored 1 touchdown in the first quarter and was shut out the rest. Also said they didn't deserve to be in the rankings neither. Didn't think that was very good. But, hey, this is about South Florida. So South Florida did Boise State that way. And let's go see and check out how they did the Florida Gators. So they go into Gainesville, right? Byron Brown, man, 23 of 36, 263 passing yards, 1 TD, QBR rating of 74.5. It ain't great, but it's a passing grade. It ain't great. But look what he's doing. I told y'all he can throw the ball and he also uses his legs. 17 carries for 66 yards. No touchdowns at all. None. So they had one receiver touchdown thrown by Brown. It was to Keyshawn Singleton. 2 receptions, 75 yards, 66-yard bump for a TD. The only touchdown the only touchdown. USF scored nothing but field goals after that. Field goals. They scored 1 touchdown. They had 1 sack, but they did have 7 tackles for losses. The sack came from Mark Harris. But then, look at him, right? 10. The kicker scored 10 points. He went 3 or 4 on field goals. 1 for 1 on extra point. Crazy. So that's what they did on offensive and defensive side. Florida. DJ Lagway, 23 of 33, 222, 1 TD, 1 interception, QBR rating of 58.8. Jaden Baugh. I'm telling y'all, Jaden Baugh can run the ball. 18 carries for 93 yards, no TD. Kobe Jackson, 6 for 22. DJ ran 6 for 9. Eugene Wilson, III, 1 for 9. Eugene Wilson, 7 receptions, 60 yards. Vernell Brown, III, 5 receptions, 56 yards. Hayden Henson, 3 for 40. Jacoby Jackson, 2 for 24. They was moving the ball around a little bit. They was moving the ball. DJ Lagway did not have a great game. As you see, QBR rating of 58.8. That is not good looking on that. But watching the game, he made some plays, but it was really the run game that had Florida going. Florida had it. Florida was up 9-6, right? Going into the half. 9-6. Then Florida went dry in the third quarter. Then they put up 7, while in the third, South Florida put up 9. And then to win it, they put up that 3 in the fourth quarter. And they did. Florida went and scored late, 7 points. But, what happened? Was it a crucial turnover? I want to say I believe it was a crucial turnover that Florida had. Did South Florida get a turnover? I don't think it was an interception. Something had happened that gave South Florida the ball, and the rest was history. But is this South Florida team somebody to be scared of? Is this South Florida team something you really got to watch out for? I mean, you beat Florida Gators. You beat Boise State. Both teams ranked inside the top 25. You knocked both of those teams out. They knocked out Boise State and then they knocked out Florida. Is USF a team that needs to be worried about? Do you want to worry about USF? I mean, yeah, University of South Florida. I'm going to say we will see after Saturday. They played number 5 Miami, 3:30. I would know more about South Florida after Friday. If they put up a good fight against Miami, I ain't going to say yes, South Florida is the real deal. But until they play Miami, a team that is cooking. Miami is straight cooking. I mean, Carson Beck came from Georgia over here with these Canes, man, cooking. The spread got Miami to win 72.3%. Miami beat Notre Dame 27-24. Beat Bethune 45-3. We all know if Miami come in underestimating this team, they could get beat. But I don't think Miami gonna come in and underestimate this team. I actually believe this will be a good game. I'm not gonna see even bull stuff. I think South Florida has a chance to upset Miami. But are we really gonna see a 3-week straight upset by the underdog? I don't think it's possible. I guarantee you the point spread on this is absolutely crazy if you bet on South Florida to win. I don't think South Florida can pull it off. I think Miami pulls this one off. I don't think South Florida is going to beat Miami, but I do think South Florida can show after this game if they are something to be reckoned with or if those first 2 games were just lucky. Now, I ain't gonna say I know Boise State wasn't lucky. They were better than Boise State. Comment down below. Tell me what you think, and I'll see y'all next video.